2, 1, go. Hey, folks, welcome to another podcast with our friends from Cape Ann Animal Aid. I am Kory alongside Dr. Meredith, the good doctor here, our in-house veterinarian. But now, alongside Jane from Animal Aid, is Dr. Alex Beckett, the veterinarian at the shelter over there on Four Paws Lane. Hello to you both.
Hello, it's nice to be here.
Yeah, it's good to actually get you in here, Alex.
I'm so glad. I should have shown up sooner.
Yeah.
This is great.
So yeah, it's great to have you here too. It's been a couple weeks since we've done this, Jane.
Yeah,
so it's good to have you back as well. This will probably be the last show of 2025 just because the way the holidays break and Christmas, of course, is on a Thursday this year too. We usually do this show every 2 Thursdays, but we'll keep you guys posted on when we pick this up again in 2026. But what we want to do right off the top is introduce you to Tweety Bird.
Tweety Bird.
Yeah, go ahead, Jane. What's Tweety's backstory?
She's so lovely. So she's a 2-year-old little lady from Georgia. She was abandoned at Walmart. Terrible in Georgia. So that's kind of her backstory as much as we know about her. Lovely little lady, very sweet, seems to love her people. Some of the adoption counselors were saying that she seems to get pretty attached to the people who are caring for her regularly. Sometimes when you bring some strangers into the room, she'll kind of stick with the people that she knows, so definitely seems to bond with people well. Doesn't seem to be a big fan of other dogs, though.
Okay.
So was getting a little grumbly.
Or
They use the
cameraman?
word dog selective, so not to say that she hates everybody, but definitely something to be aware of.
Yeah. And so, Alex, we think Tweety's around 2 years old, and what's the breed? And
Yeah, that's really tough to say. You know, a lot of times in shelter medicine, we don't get the advantage of hearing these dogs' medical history and their upbringing and where they're from, what they've been through. She's gotten a full set of adult teeth, and they're pretty clean. So my guess is about 2 years old, just from the way she looks. I think she's had puppies, and I'm sure those were cute.
Right.
She's got a couple of extra thumbs on her back feet, which I think make her even cuter. And so the other thing that we noticed about her is that she seems to have a little bit thin hair on the darker spots of her coat. And she's not itchy. I don't see any skin disease, but there is a condition called color dilution alopecia that can create these kinds of patterns on these dogs. I've only ever seen it in a horse before, but it was kind of fun to see it in a dog.
Yeah, not terribly common, but you can see it on the top of her head there. So wherever she's got black pigment in her skin, her fur just looks a little thinner. So she'd be a good candidate for sweatshirts and sweaters like she's wearing now.
Super cozy in the winter.
Sure.
But is she in a special needs as a result of that? Do you ever list it as?
You know, that was an interesting. That's a good question. I was actually thinking about that this morning. I don't see that it's particularly associated with any kind of skin condition or disease.
Right.
I can't find anything else wrong with her, so I don't think that she's special needs. I think she's just special.
Yeah, agreed.
You
Yeah,
know?
just a different pattern to her fur. But
Some of us have a little alopecia from time to time. It happens to the best of us. Some have a little more forehead than others. Right, kiddo?
And Jane, another rescue from Georgia.
Yep, another Georgia girl. So she came to us through Road Trip Home, which is our Georgia partner that we work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long has she been at the shelter?
She came in, I want to say about a week and a half ago.
Oh, wow, okay.
So she came in, we spayed her, got her all fixed up, and she is available on the website.
she's very mellow, very calm for a possible Jack Russell mix. They're usually hyper, but she's super calm. I like her. Yeah.
I think she sees herself maybe in
Oh, yeah, I think there's a
reflection.
reflection
She
of
sees
the
the camera in the
fridge.
reflection.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
If she doesn't, not a fan of other dogs, she's seeing her own reflection.
Right.
Yeah. So, Dr. Becker, do you want to talk a little bit about, I mean, one of the great privileges and features of the animal shelter over on Paws Lane is that you actually do have an in-house veterinarian there providing care. What are the facilities like, and what sort of care do you provide?
I'm really fortunate. Not to make a short answer long, but I used to work at the Franklin's Park Zoo and Stone Zoo, and that job ended right around 2019, which was a really bad time to leave a job.
That's a good point.
And luckily, the shelter was looking for some in-house veterinary care. And so we sat down and we got a few items together to do the general health care initially, and then some folks came out of the woodwork with some funding to help us get an operating table, an anesthesia machine. I have full monitoring equipment. I can do blood work in-house now, so I can do CBCs and chemistry profiles and things like that. And I have a little handheld ultrasound, so I'm not really doing echocardiograms or anything, but I'm looking for babies mostly.
Yes.
So it's pretty much a full veterinary hospital kind of setting, a small practice setting. I am only one person, but so that can be limiting a little bit. But we have lots of other vets in the area that show up and help out, and we're able to do all the spays and neuters for sure in-house for all the animals that come through. Any surgical or medical procedures that I'm comfortable doing, we try to do in-house. Certainly, we still refer out to the great folks at the referral hospitals. We have to, you know. I don't do total hip replacements there. I just don't have the toys.
Right.
But it's really great to have everything in one location, especially during lockdown. It was really difficult to get appointments for dogs and cats that were privately owned, let alone shelter animals. Right. And so it was really great to be able to kind of address all those things right away.
Yeah, so what is protocol now when a new animal arrives? What are your duties? What's those top 3 things on the list there?
We just had a big transport come in this morning,
yeah,
right?
we just
or
had
today?
22 cats from North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So anybody from out of state goes into our new Wing of Hope or our older part of the old building quarantine facilities. They are quarantined for 48 hours. We monitor their health. We kind of give them a going over every day to make sure they're not showing symptoms of disease. After they finish their 48-hour quarantine period, they get a final health exam. I sign a couple of health certificates, and we update their vaccines. We deworm them. We make sure they're spayed and neutered. Any medical things that need to be addressed, we go ahead and try to take care of. And then they go up for adoption when we've decided, we're good putting this little kid back into the world.
Yeah. So even just to peel back a bit, so let's say the rescue is happening from Georgia. Is anything happening in Georgia to make sure that the adoptables are all right to begin with?
Absolutely. The rescues that we work with are amazing. They do such a good job, and they have such a hard job. They take these dogs, like I said, we don't have any history on these guys, on these dogs and cats, and they get them ready for transport. There's certain requirements Massachusetts has for transporting pets into the state. And there's also requirements that go above and beyond the Massachusetts requirement that the shelter has for us to take that animal. So for instance, our little lady here, she got her distemper parvo vaccine, she got her rabies vaccines. We made sure she didn't have heartworm disease or Lyme disease or anything like that, any of those tick-borne diseases, before she even came to us. And so they get a pretty good medical workup.
Yeah, sounds thorough.
Heartworm would be a big one for dogs coming up from the south.
Absolutely.
Just with the prevalence of it down there.
Absolutely.
And we've had dogs that have been treated, and they're treated before they come to us, and then our post. Oh, Daphne, right now. Yeah.
Would you ever treat them at Animal Aid, or they usually are treated before transport?
I think it's required that they're treated for transport.
You have to have
they're coming from out of state.
Usually,
But we have had some local guys.
For sure.
Yeah.
You have to prove, if the dog has been treated for heartworm disease, you have to prove that they are cleared with a negative microfilaria test. That's a blood test for the baby worms.
Yep.
And
I knew we were going to get some big words today with the 2 vets. That's all right.
People at home, make sure you're Googling answer.
I will try to keep it.
So often retesting, 6 months after. Even so, what we've been doing is, if an animal comes up from the south, they usually are coming with a negative heartworm test, but we recommend testing it again 6 months later.
Smart idea.
Just because it can sometimes take time for the test to become positive. So.
Absolutely. I also think that routine heartworm testing, even if your dog is on heartworm preventative, is a good thing to do, just to make sure the meds are working.
Very important. Yeah.
So Jane, now we've just learned that Tweety Bird, temporary name, has been at the
Yes.
shelter now for about 10 days or so.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is her life like now? How do you get her acclimated there and you know, the day-to-day for her at this point?
Yeah, it can be hard in the shelter, and that's why we do make sure that people understand that the shelter is not the perfect environment really for any animal, but in particular it can be hard for certain animals, adult animals certainly, that have been in a home before. Our staff is excellent at working with these animals, getting to know what they like, what they don't like, what helps them feel comfortable. So she's up in our kennel right now. She's up in one of our back wings where she doesn't have dogs walking by her all day, so she's not, barking all day long up in the kennel, upset that dogs are going by her. So she's in the kennel area. She's viewable. She's visitable, but she is kind of, again, they're able to work as much as they can to tailor her needs in an not ideal environment.
Right.
So, they're going out throughout the day. We have volunteers who are coming in and getting them outside as much as we can. We love getting them on off sites if that's something that they would enjoy. We had Anita with us the last time we were here, and she's a great candidate to get out of the shelter because she's got a lot of energy, so it's great for her to take adventure walks, get into the woods, go home
fun
with someone.
And then sometimes fosters, too.
And foster is, the gold standard, really. If as much as we can, getting them into a home is awesome.
Right.
Yeah. The four of us were speaking before the show today, too, about Anita. Anita Collar is her name, the last dog we showcased. Because she was awesome, like an A++, and we can't believe that she hasn't found a home yet. This just kind of happens.
Yeah, the adults especially can be tough. Big. She's not big. She's, 35 pounds. She's not a big dog.
Yeah,
But
she's very strong. I mean, she is built like a little tank.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
I
I
remember
think
that.
can give people some pause sometimes when they're looking at a dog for their home. But like most of those other bully breeds, boy, once you get them on a couch, they're just total couch.
That's a
potatoes,
great point.
She was the one. She was rolling around on the couch.
oh, she jumps up into the office chairs, the rolly chairs at work, totally unfazed.
I
She's
remember
a
though, I walked
wonderful
through the
dog.
door and she was standing and she just charged at me and she could have knocked me over. She was very strong,
Yeah.
but sweet girl.
She loves fiercely.
Yes.
Right.
Oh yeah. All muscle.
Yeah. So we should say if you're interested in Tweety Bird or taking a closer look, of course, capeandanimalade.org has a brand new website now, which looks gorgeous, by the way. I know those things aren't easy to. Yeah, I bet.
If I can use it, anybody can use it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's true.
Yeah, right on our homepage, you can click right on it says dogs right on the homepage. You can click right there. It'll take you to our dog listing. Our adoption form is right on the website, so you can fill that out if you're interested in meeting her. We are open all weekend, 12 to 5, so you can stop in. Today's Thursday. We're open till 6 today. Check her out, fill out an application while you're here.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to fill it out just at home because we're not open till noon, so you can fill it out before you come in. Kind of get some of that stuff started before you even come in to visit. And,
Not just with our special needs dogs, just to kind of promote the shelter a little bit.
Sure.
With all of our adoptable pets, for the first 2 weeks after adoption, the other thing that the vet team at the Cape Ann shelter is able to do is provide follow-up care. Sometimes it's hard to get vaccine appointments in those first 2 weeks. Sometimes you have an emergency or something's changed. We don't know these guys' history, so sometimes they get into a home and things change. We're available for that for the first 2 weeks after adoption, which I think people really appreciate.
Oh, that's amazing.
And if someone had a question, say there's a behavior that's happening, would they be able to call and just chat with someone about
absolutely.
certainly.
advice? And
Yep.
that's great.
Yep, our team's
That's
happy
great.
to work with anyone who's adopted. We would rather see them stay in a home than come back to us. So we would love to help people with anything that they're struggling with, whether it's medically or behaviorally. The ideal is to keep them home.
Right. Setting them up for success.
Yeah.
So, Jane, this time of year, I know we just passed Giving Tuesday. Of course,
Yes.
we're always giving to the shelter regardless, but is there an uptick in adoptions as holiday presents, or do things get a little quieter just to get through the holidays?
I feel like the general consensus is that it's feast or famine around the holidays. Either it's really quiet or it's really busy. We usually try to have a lower dog population around the holidays just because, we have a skeleton crew on the actual holidays.
Oh, yeah, makes
so if there's
sense.
not quite as many, again, we just brought in a bunch of cats. So who knows what it'll look like in a couple weeks. Can't believe we're a couple weeks out from Christmas,
know,
but
2 weeks from today.
so yeah, so it can go either way.
Are there specific needs at the shelter this time of year too?
Donation wise, you know, it's the end of the year. We're always looking for that year end giving. Get your donations in before the new year for your taxes is great. In terms of donations, I know this is a big time of year for blankets and things, and I do just want to share that we have a ton of bedding right now.
Okay.
So there will be a need for it in the future. You know, the dogs go through materials quickly sometimes, but we do have a surplus of bedding. So if people are holding on to bedding, we would ask that they kind of hold on to it for a little while until we don't have unlimited storage. So we've got blankets
Galore
everywhere
right
you
now.
can imagine.
Right. So are there things like towels or
Towels we'll take. Again, we'll go
Newspapers
through them. Newspapers we do not use.
Okay.
So that was a change with the Wing of Hope update.
Okay, gotcha.
We don't need them anymore. We did used to use them. So some people want to donate them and we can't take them.
We're in the Wing of Hope. We're able to completely wash the floors and there's a drainage system in there, so we can move the dog out of the enclosure, completely strip and clean that enclosure without having to rely on newspaper, which mostly gets eaten and pooped on and stepped
Yeah,
on.
and it's a mess
just
anyway.
like it's a special kind of paper mache, you know.
But you know, gently used toys we'll use, you know, all the time. Again, all that stuff is stuff that we go through. It gets wrecked, just like your pets at home. They destroy the stuffies, so we can always use that stuff. You know, food is always helpful. Treats.
Yeah.
Treats are an easy buy. We'll use whatever people donate for treats.
We have
so.
filled up Tweety Bird with tweets today so far.
We get a lot of veterinary medicine done with
that's a
food
great
bribery.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
I got a long way with squeezy cheese.
Yeah,
But
right.
on that note, too, like any heartworm medicine, if people have extra, we'll take.
Certainly, if it's in date.
Yeah.
I always like to double check when people want to donate medications, just to make sure I can use them. Because otherwise I'm just throwing them away. And in some cases, throwing away medications is not just a matter of throwing them in the trash. And so definitely, if you have medications, we'd love to see if we need them, but just double check with us and send us an email. Call the front desk. The website's super easy to get messages in as well. I've been actually seeing the new Hello Cape Ann Animal message email.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know we did that after Bella passed away. We were between. Well, she was. Still had a Mastiff at the time, but he was not a different dose, obviously. So Bella's heartworm medication went to.
I see.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Becker, I want to talk briefly about the fact that Cape Ann Animal Aid has an in-house veterinarian. Is that a normal thing you see in shelters across the region, or is this like sort of a special?
Certainly
occurrence?
MSPCA Angel is the one of the world's good hospitals and shelter programs, and they partner with Tufts, and they have all the bells and whistles and things like that. As far as privately owned shelters, I don't know many that have their own dedicated vet staff. This is certainly the first time I've ever started a shelter medicine program, and so some of it is a little bit of a training wheels learning, more the sort of the human resources / logistical side. The medicine I can do. There we go. I think you have a friend.
I think she might be full too.
But it's really, really nice because shelter medicine is a bit similar to zoo animal medicine. In a sense that I do a lot of individual animal medicine, but I also keep an eye on the population medicine. So what diseases are coming out of Georgia these days? What are we going to get out of Puerto Rico? How many dogs are coming? These kinds of things. How do diseases go through the shelter in a population of animals that are kind of in one building? So it's hitting my ecology button. It's hitting my public health button.
Busy.
Yeah.
It's a really. We have some vet students that come and intern with us and do externships, and I always try to beat into them as much as possible that shelter medicine is not dull at all. It's always exciting. So it's a lot of fun.
So Jane, what is next for the shelter? Like, so when do you get alerted that there is a new batch of animals on their way to West Gloucester?
I would assume all the time because
Yeah.
we have a dedicated transport coordinator at the shelter, so she's in communication with our transport partners. I'm sure they reach out to her all the time. I'm not privy to the exact logistics of how it works with them, but essentially they reach out and say, hey, this is who we've got, who can you take? And based on what our shelter population looks like, we say, you know, we've got a lot of adults right now. We really can only take puppies, or we can take a couple adults. So we try to balance our population based off of what we know people are looking to adopt in our community as well, and what we know that we have the resources to care for too.
I see.
So.
Different dogs in different parts of the world and parts of the country are more adoptable, funnily enough. You know, in Cape Ann, not everybody's looking for a 90-pound big dog.
Just
And
us?
So, yeah, I know, right?
No, we've got you guys on our.
Yeah, right.
So, you
Thank
know,
goodness.
but we work with some shelters in Maine who say, you know, oh,
Yeah.
we've got these little teeny puppies we can't find a home for. If you give us that dog, we'll give you those puppies and we'll trade it out. And it's all about finding a good fit for these guys.
And
It's-
we're
it's
all
about-
in it together. You know, I
Yeah.
think that
That's great.
people are great about wanting to help each other out.
Yeah, that's
and do
fantastic.
That kind of thing. So.
So Alex, do you want to talk a bit about spay and neuter program?
so
Oh, she's fine.
happy.
Yeah. Tweety Bird's super happy
I
right
love
now.
this.
So happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing that we've started in the last couple of years is to work with the Mass Animal Fund, the Massachusetts Animal Fund, which makes spay-neuter certificates available for folks who qualify. And so sometimes it's hard to find veterinarians who will be able to take those certificates because they simply don't have the time. They've got their own patients to take care of. And so we've been starting to honor those. It's a great amount of fun. The folks who have these certificates are really grateful that we're able to get them taken care of. Helps control the pet population, to sound like Bob Barker. You know, it's really nice. So we've expanded that out to a low-cost spay-neuter service that the Cape Ann Animal Aid offers to folks who are, is it, Jane, 300?
300%, yeah. So 3
of
times the
the
federal poverty line. Yep.
So that would qualify to try to help some folks out who just can't get their dog or cat to a surgical facility. We've also been offering some rabies clinics, just to make sure everybody's up to speed on rabies. It's a public health concern. It's still, you still see it. When I was at the zoo, I saw a raccoon with rabies, you know, and so it's still around. These diseases are still around, and you know, having these vaccine programs, I think, is a really great way to kind of bring up the health of the population in the local area.
Are these ongoing programs, or they're set for certain times and dates?
You do want to schedule them. I would suggest you look at Jane's wonderful website, and it's really easy to get just right to, it's under the services section, I believe.
Yep,
and you can just sign up, and we'll reach out to you and get you scheduled.
Yeah, so as long as you qualify, so if your income is up to 3 times the federal poverty level, on our website we have that all listed out that you can look at it based on your household size and all that. You just come to the shelter during our open hours. Our front desk staff is trained to give those certificates out and book people in for a date. So I think we're booking January dates right now. I don't think we have too much booked into January, so we would love to see those fill up. And also I do just want to plug the Mass Animal Fund as well that Alex mentioned, because tax season is coming up and they get their funding through people designating donations to go to the Mass Animal Fund in their tax returns. So that program has been cut because of a lack of donations that they're seeing and funding going to that program. So we do want to kind of promote that and let people know that it's an option for them.
We'll put the link
So
in.
when you see that in your tax return, when you see that as an option, that genuinely does help. Sometimes people don't know where that money goes, but we're able to help people on that Mass Animal Fund list.
I believe it's line 33.
Line 33F.
Wow.
Exactly.
Huh.
Very good. Very good. Yes,
Really?
it is.
Yeah.
So definitely, we just want to let people know about that too.
Yeah,
And is it rabies only for the vaccine clinics, or do you do other vaccines?
we do the basic combination vaccines, so the FVRCP vaccine for cats and kittens, and then the DA2PP vaccine for dogs. Other vaccines, we just don't have enough takers to keep those in house, and I always think back to being a private practitioner, I used to love seeing shelter dogs from the animal aid. Not to toot my own horn a little bit, but in the sense that these animals are very well vaccinated, they're up to speed, and so being able to extend that out to the general public is really great to make sure, like I said again, on an animal basis, if your cat goes outside, it's going to be exposed to communicable diseases.
And is that income based as well, the vaccines?
No.
It is not. It's a flat rate.
Okay,
Yep.
good to know.
Okay, so just to
So it's
reiterate,
available to anyone.
Tweety Bird thumbnail information again, right? We believe we're on a 2-year-old Jack Russell Terrier mix
You bet.
somewhere in
Sure.
there, right? She's from Georgia. She was found abandoned at a Walmart parking lot. We've only had her about half an hour or so. She's awesome. Like
She's ready for
super
a
sweet.
nap.
She's sleeping on my hand or thinking about it. So yeah, we haven't had a guest sleep on set since Meredith about 2 or 3 shows ago. So this is sweet too. Yeah.
You
and-
said she bonds with certain people. She's definitely bonded with
she's
Kory.
definitely cool with Kory,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And you can
So
learn
Bond's
all
playful.
about Tweety Bird and all the other adoptables at Cape Ann Animal Aid's website, capeananimalAid.org. Like I said, they just have a couple dozen kittens and cats just arrived as
Lot of
well,
kittens, yeah,
which
lot
is
of
great. Do we
cats.
want to talk about the winter ball at all? Is it too far out? Or
It's coming, so we're happily accepting sponsorships if anyone is interested in sponsoring Winter Ball. But yes, that's coming February 28th. That's our biggest fundraiser. We are planning to go online with our auction this
Oh.
year, which is an exciting update. So if you are not going to the event, you'll still be able to bid on items. So that's a big kind of exciting thing that we're doing.
And we've gone to a bunch of those events before. It's an awesome night. There's a
It's a
lot of
lot of
money
fun.
flying around. Great sponsorships. Great gifts available too. It's a fun night all around. Is that back at the Danvers Port?
Yep, Danversport again this year,
Okay.
February 28th. So we were doing it in March for a couple years, but we're the very last Saturday in February.
Yeah.
Short month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to share, Dr. Beckett, Jane?
Oh, well, thanks. I don't know. I'm a talker, so I'll be
Yeah,
here
yeah.
all day.
It's a loaded question.
No, just check out the new website. It's awesome. I mean, I'm not a very good computer user, and I was able to navigate it. And, we really appreciate all the community support. I mean, the Cape Ann Animal Aid was able to give me a place to work and do my job. I mean, I'm so grateful for that, and to have that be a part of the community in that way. It's really nice to see around here. There's a lot of really good community support, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a. So, are you from the area at all?
Not
So
even
you
close.
have right? Yeah. So, well, what brought you here?
Oh, that's a long
Is it
story.
long? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because Meredith, like we met and lived in Los Angeles before we moved back here,
Right on.
and she commented just on the differences between pet owners in different parts of the country and how they are here.
Definitely.
And he brought me here. So.
Yeah.
I was actually born in Holland to British parents,
Oh.
and they moved me to Cincinnati, Ohio, and then there was this girl C, and I moved out to the East Coast, and
A lot of stories start
Here
that
he
way. Yeah.
now I'm happipily married to a wonderful neurology vet tech. Not a neurologic one. My dog is a neurologic.
Yeah. Neurology tech.
So I'm kind of all over the place. My accent will deviate all over the place.
No, it's depending where you are.
Imagine.
Yeah. Well, it's been great getting to know you over the years. It's awesome to finally have you over here at the house sometime too.
Great.
And like I said, and we've said it before too, but what an awesome feature for Cape Ann Animal
We're
Aid and the
so
shelter
lucky.
and these animals to
We're
have
so lucky.
an in-house vet like you too,
Oh, wow,
who's
that's
there.
a nice
You know,
thing
we
to
know the kind of time and care you put into your medicine and the practice over there. So awesome stuff. So thanks so much for being here
Thank
again.
you so much.
Jane, it's always good seeing
Thanks
you.
for
Happy
having
holidays
us.
to you
Yeah,
and
you
yours.
too. Oh
Fun
my
one with the
gosh.
little one.
Oh yeah,
Right,
oh
yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. The dogs and the baby.
She was babysitting my dogs
busy.
the other day. It was great. It was
Yeah?
so
They're
cute.
shockingly
It was
similar,
really
you know.
fun.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for being here, folks. If you want to learn more about Tweety Bird or any of the adoptables, just go to capeananimalAid.org. And of course, don't forget about donation if you can. You won't miss that link on the website either. And if you're looking far ahead this winter, February 28th is Animal Aid's Winter Ball at the Danversport Yacht Club, and we'll be online this year as well, which is even better to hear too. So more folks involved that way who can help our friends over at Four Paws Lane. So for Dr. Alex Beckett and Jane Young and the good Dr. Lockwood, I am Kory. We'll see you next time on the podcast. Happy holidays, everybody.
Oh, she woke up.
What?
She
We're
woke up
done?
with a happy holiday.
Yeah.
She is funny.
She's such a good kid.
Just passed right out. Huh?
Yeah, she was snoozing for a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Start to
So
snore.
comfy.
The little,
Take
is it a
5.
Boston Frenchie?
Oh.